24th of Safar. On this day in the year 11 AH, the Holy Prophet ﷺ requested in the last days of his life to bring him a pen and a paper to write down an advice to Muslims and prevent them from deviance after him. According to historical sources, in the last days of his life, when the Prophet was on his deathbed, on the 25th of Safar 11 AH, he addressed some of his companions and asked them to bring him ink and paper to write for you something you would never go astray afterwards. Umar ibn Khattab rejected the request of the Prophet and said, "The Prophet is saying nonsense," and according to some reports added, "You have the Quran and the Book of God suffices us." Then the companions disputed over it. When the Prophet saw their disputes, he asked them to go away from his side. Abdullah ibn Mas'ud narrates that Ibn Abbas used to say, "The greatest catastrophe was that the people didn't allow the Prophet to write the will by opposing one another and shouting loudly." According to Shia scholars, with regards to the text of the hadith in which the Prophet said, "I will write something after which you would not go astray," and also based on the hadith of Thaqalain, in which the Prophet said, "I leave among you two weighty things, as long as you hold to them, the Book of God and my Ahlul Bayt." The goal of both hadith is one, and it has been stressing on the caliphate of Imam Ali alayhi salam. The Prophet's goal was to secure imamat and caliphate for his household, and when some of those who were present found out, they prevented it. In a conversation between Ibn Abbas and Umar ibn Khattab, he said that when he was sick, the Prophet wanted to mention the name of Ali as the Khalif after himself, but I prevented it out of concern about Islam and saving it. Ibn Abbas said, "What a miserable day it was that Thursday," and he wept so bitterly that the pebbles lying there became wet with his tears. Then he continued, when on a Thursday the Prophet's sickness intensified, he said, "Get me the things to write with that, so that I may write something by which you may never be misguided after me." People differed and quarreled over the matter. Although quarreling in the presence of the Prophet was unseemly, people said that the Prophet was talking in delirium. The Prophet cried out, "Go away from me, I am more sound than you are."